me on the Facebook Live. So I want to give some facts to our audience about your story. So you and I started to work together a couple of months before you actually had the sleeve. So we started to work together in October. I was looking back at the consult and you actually had the sleeve in December 2020. And your starting weight was about 124 kilos, which is 19 stone 8 pounds. And your clothes size at that point, you were a size 20/22. And now you're 7 months post sleeve, you've lost a whopping 30 kilos, so almost 5 stone. And you now weigh 94 kilos, which is 14 stone 11. And you've lost about 50% of your excess weight at 7 months. Now, just to put that into perspective, what that means is that you have lost 50% of the excess weight that you're carrying above BMI 25, which we class as healthy. Now, most people sometimes, you know, to lose that in 7 months is fantastic. And some people, on the average, it can range between 60 to 80% at around 18 to 24 months. So you're doing really well. How does that make you feel about your weight loss?
Well, I am so happy. I cannot believe how it's gone, you know, and I'm actually feeling the non-scale victories are more important for me. Just today, I put on a piece of skirt that I haven't worn since before the surgery, but it was always extremely tight. And I was going to wear it today, and it fell down. I couldn't wear it. And for me, that is just so amazing. So I've never been happier to put anything back in the
I just want to check, when you tried that skirt on, or when it fell down, were you in public or were you at home?
I was at home.
That's good. Just checking. Got to make sure you weren't in public, because in this hot weather, anything can happen.
Yes, but I feel so good. And another thing, I ran up the stairs today, and my husband was upstairs. And he said, "Oh my God, you ran up the stairs!" And I was like, "Yeah, of course."
And before, you struggled to get up the stairs?
Yeah, because of the excess weight. I had pain in my ankles, I had pain in my knees, I had pain in my hips. And some days, on bad days, I was more or less pulling myself up the stairs. I wasn't running up them. And today I just ran up them because I forgot something and had to get it down.
Yeah.
And this is just...
Do you feel like you have a new life?
Yeah, there's a continuous smile. I just love it. I just like work. I'll go and get the patient and then just jump to get the patient because I can. And
well, I think you used to do that before, but it was a struggle.
Yeah, it was a heavy step before, but it's much lighter, bigger stride now.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So just leading on from, I mean, non-scale victories. So you're a size 20/22 and now you're a size...
Well, I haven't bought a lot of clothes, but the other day I needed a top and I just grabbed a size 16 off the rack because I thought, oh yeah, I'm probably in this one now. And when I came out and put it on, it was too big. I could have taken size 14.
Right.
And I have one pair of jeans, size 14. It's the only pair of jeans that I bought because I haven't really been shopping because of COVID, and I've been trying to use with a belt. I'm using my belts again. It's just amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see it baggy on me. Honestly, I'm just enjoying the baggy feeling at the moment as well.
That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. So lots of positive things about the surgery. So now, you know, I like doing these Facebook Lives with my clients because I think it's a really good reflective piece of work for yourself, because sometimes when you lose weight and you have a fantastic tool to work with, in this honeymoon period, you can take things for granted and you forget where you came from, you know, because you're living in the moment, and it's great. But sometimes we just need to reflect, where were you before you had this surgery and where are you now? So one of the things I want to talk about is, you know, your weight, and, you know, when did you realize you had a weight problem and how long had you been struggling with your weight? So what age can you remember having a problem with your weight?
Well, I remember when I was 16, I was the big girl. I was the big girl, even though I wasn't particularly big when I look at pictures.
Yeah.
I was the big girl in class, and I remember, you know what? I think I've been doing some kind of diet more or less most of my life. I did lose a lot of weight before my wedding in '94, but since then it went up, up, up. Yeah, I stopped losing the weight again after my kids, but then after '94, it just crept up. And even though I've been doing Slimming World, Weight Watchers, Herbalife, Danish weight consultants, I think I tried most things. Uh, I've lost maybe a stone, maximum 2 stones, and then I gain the 2 stones and a half again, or then I lose a stone and then I gain stone and a half.
Right.
So it's always, it's never been somehow sustainable for me. It's just, and I always feel guilty about food. Very typical, I think, with everybody with overweight, everything. But I couldn't stop myself, and then I was feeling guilty, and I thought I'm fat anyway, so I might as well just eat the whole chocolate bar, the whole pizza, or whatever I was feeling guilty about.
So you'd lost yourself in a sense, and this is something very common that I see amongst most women and a few men that end up having weight loss surgery. It's they feel out of control. They're not very kind to themselves. And serial yo-yo dieting, going on a diet, losing weight, coming off the diet, putting the weight back on plus more, then you feel your self-esteem drops further. And then here we go again. Let's go on another diet, because being on a diet is your comfort zone. And you're like, well, what else is there to do? Because everyone tells you to lose weight, you've got to eat less and move more. But actually, when you get to a certain age and when you get to a certain point of being a serial yo-yo dieter, what starts to happen is you have these feedback mechanisms that really don't help you to lose weight, you know. And so at what point did you start to think about, when did you hear about weight loss surgery? Let's go for that. When did you hear about the sleeve? Because that's the procedure that you had.
Yeah, I heard about it about 5 years ago from a friend of a friend. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did research it. I'm a medical person myself. I did research it, and I thought it was a bit drastic, and also thought it was negative having to eat vitamins the rest of my life.
Did you think it was the cheat's way out?
And yes, I did think about the cheat's way out, because what I thought was, said to myself, you're a strong woman. You can do it on your own. That's what I said to myself. And I started Slimming World or Weight Watchers, I don't remember which one. And I did lose something, but then it just didn't work for me. And then about a year ago, I started thinking about it again, because actually a good friend of mine went for a bypass. And I started researching again, because she had very, very positive things to say about it. So yeah, I went looking for it again. And I thought, last May, about a year ago, I thought, no, this is it. I've tried now. I did try on another diet January a year ago, which again didn't work. And then in May, I just, without speaking to my husband, without talking to anyone, I just went for a discovery call with my surgeon. And actually was going to go for the band first. And then I decided I was going to go for the sleeve. With my age, I didn't want to go for the bypass, because I thought I didn't want to lose that much weight with loose skin and stuff like that. I had to weigh it up. And I thought I just wanted to lose enough to be able to live a normal life, go out hiking with my husband. That's what we do together. Run up my stairs, work comfortably, and fit into clothes that aren't not with an X in front of it.
That's great that you said, because I was about to ask you, so what is a normal life? But you've just defined it, you know, not being in extra large clothing, being able to hike, being able to run up and down the stairs, you know, and I'm sure self-esteem comes into that as well, and confidence.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yes. It's just everything, you know. I had my hair cut, looking better, you know, I feel better. I get a lot of compliments. I was working with a gentleman yesterday who hasn't seen me since last summer. And he was like, wow, you lost some weight. Oh my God, how much have you lost? You know, very directed. I like that. I don't mind that. And I was like, so proud of myself.
Yeah. And have
Yeah.
you kept your surgery a secret? Because that's another thing that a lot of people do when they have weight loss surgery. They like to keep it a secret because they don't want to be judged. And you know, the thing is that I think it's all about educating people. So if you want to give up smoking, you might start to vape or you'll get nicotine patches. You know, if you want to give up alcohol, you will find support to help you, and or you might find another way of coping with that mechanism. But the thing with food is you just can't stop eating it because you die, right? So
Yeah.
you know, it's a tool. You've got yourself a tool, but people still feel that, oh, why can't you just eat less and move more? Why can't you just exercise more? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? But it's not as simple as that. So many women do keep it a secret. So did you keep it a secret?
I didn't keep it a secret, but I wasn't like broadcasting it.
Yeah.
So my closest friend here in England, when it was getting closer to it, I just went out and told them I'm going for this. And then when I start losing weight, even at work, some of them say, "Oh, I can't see you on the rota. You're sickly. Why?" And I just said, "I'm going for surgery. I'm going for the sleeve." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And then when I start losing weight, people ask me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I went for a sleeve." So I'm not broadcasting it. I didn't put it on Facebook. But when people comment on my weight, I just say, "Yes, I've done it, and I wish I did it 5 years ago."
I was about to ask you that because all of my clients say the same thing. I wish I'd done it 5 years ago or 10 years ago. But the thing is, when you have your surgery, that is exactly the point where you need to have it, you know.
Yeah.
So for you, when you signed up for the surgery, did you fully understand it was a tool and it wasn't going to fix emotional eating? Because that was something that I mean, apart from helping you work with your surgery and your nutrition, we worked on emotional habits and behaviors. And were you fully aware, or did you realize that as we started to work together?
Yeah, yes, because my surgeon had on the discovery call and on the second call we had with him, he was very clear on that. And all the support staff I spoke to, the nurses, the dietitian, they were all talking about that. And of course, with you, it was like, this is a tool and you have to be aware of that. And I was aware of it, but maybe not quite, because it's one thing to know something in here and then actually do it. Because, but there was like almost nothing, I think, that surprised me, even during surgery and after. It was like, I always said, I want to live a normal life, and I want this to help me to live a normal life, and I want to learn how to eat smaller portions. So this was always in my mind as a tool,
Yeah.
because being a medical person myself, you know there are no magic pills. There are no magic pills.
Yeah,
And that's when you
absolutely.
mistake if you think this is does all the job for you.
And I think what helped you, Jonah, is the fact that your expectations from the surgeon and his team and myself helped you understand that actually, you know, my journey is going to be different to everybody else's. I'll lose weight at my rate. I have to manage my emotional habits. And so we've worked on that. And, you know, and this is for the long haul. It's not just for the next 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, or 2 years. I have whatever I learn now, I've got to do for the rest of my life. Now,
Mm-hmm.
does that scare you, or has it all just become? I know what the answer is from you because we've worked together and we still continue to work together. But for you, would you say now everything that you do seems like you're on automatic pilot because it's a lifestyle change, or would you say, gosh, I still struggle?
I don't think I struggle, but it's not quite automatic pilot. I still have to
Yeah,
think about it.
yeah,
I still pack too big lunch for me. I just cannot pack so small what I will eat. But I, on the other hand, will take a half a lunch back home,
yeah,
because you taught me I don't have to finish what I is on my plate.
That's right.
You have to stop when you're full.
So Jonah, what's stopping you from getting a smaller lunchbox, which would really help you, with the food wastage, which is one of the things that we had to work quite hard on because you hate wasting food. So the simple solution to your problem would be, why don't I invest in a smaller lunchbox?
I have a smaller lunchbox.
Why are you not using it?
Because when I pack salad in it, it just feels so little.
Yeah.
And I just think, oh no. And because I work 12 hours a day, I'm so afraid that whatever I pack, it was better in winter. I was using smaller lunchboxes in winter because it was denser food.
Yeah.
It's up. I know it's up here. I know. I have 2 sizes of salad boxes, and I usually take a little bit smaller, which maybe leave a little bit at the bottom.
Yeah.
But like yesterday, I took the big one accidentally, because they look the same. They're just one size up, and it was like half a box came home.
Okay. Well, the thing is you've got your smaller box, so you just need to probably make an effort to use it. So for you, what have been the biggest changes before surgery to now? So with your eating, because I know with regards to emotional eating, your biggest things were you were eating because you were stressed, because you work in the NHS, you're on the go, boom, 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 no time for lunch, you're still working over lunch, mindless eating was going on. You were also, because you were working so hard, you stay at a hotel, as part of your role. You stay at a hotel, so you're away from family, and so food choices at time, but also reward eating because you were lonely, you're by yourself, you'd worked hard all day. So you know what? I'm going to eat a nice meal on the house at the hotel. So you would reward yourself with the food. So what changes have you made since having surgery with regards to stress eating? Eating at work was another thing. You wouldn't eat all day because you were too busy. And then you'd go back to the hotel and probably have a bit of a binge, What changes have you made? What happens with your nutrition at work now?
Well, thanks. You went through with me for things like mindless eating, because I discussed I have protein shakes in the morning, which is really just suits me. But I was drinking it in the car on the way to work. And then I was hungry early for lunch. And then I was hungry middle of the day, and I might binge on something or go and get a chocolate bar or whatever. And exactly, I went to the hotel. I have a voucher there. I was going to use it. Things like that.
It's free,
Definitely
right?
use it.
It's free.
Everything. But it's putting it in the right things. It's like you suggested drinking on the way to work, because I wasn't getting enough water, because you don't drink half an hour after meal. And actually, it was a mind-blowing thing. I managed about half a liter on the way to work, and then I have my shake after that, which means I am full. So when I have my lunch around 1-ish, I am just about getting hungry, or not maybe hungry, not full anymore. So I can have my lunch. And then I was struggling with my protein at the time. I'm not struggling with it anymore. But
I'm going to tell them all about your protein scenario, which will give them all a bit of a giggle.
Okay, but it was this suggestion with like carrots and hummus, or grape and cheese, and I have a very small box that it fits, and I'm not hungry, so it's just like sometimes I'm not having this snack till about 5:36, because I'm literally not hungry till then. And this mindless snacking, or going to Costa and buying a coffee and a cookie or chocolate bar in the automat, it's gone. I still have chocolate, I still have pizza, but I will have a slice of pizza instead of a whole pizza, or will have a little square of chocolate. And this is what has changed. And when I go to a hotel, I will look at the menu and I will choose a dish that I want. And if I don't finish the voucher, I will have that, and I will rather have something that I really want rather than try to have a starter, main, and put. I would just have a confit duck or something, something really nice to enjoy the meal rather than filling myself.
Rather than
And
stuffing your emotions.
yeah, and also it's just eating off a smaller plate. It's a revolution. I eat from a tiny plate. My plates are tiny here with a little fork when I can. And leaving things, it's just leaving things off my plate. I just honestly, I'm raised with a mother. I never left anything. She was always feeding me. You know, hungry people in Africa, you know, you cannot leave
Yeah.
anything. And I am leaving, and I'm learning actually to put less on the plate so I don't leave. I'm trying, even though I cannot yet with my lunchbox. But at home, I I leave things off the plate. I eat less. I have, yeah.
Do
I
you, I
don't know if
mean,
I answer your question.
no, you have, there's a
Okay.
lot of things that you've covered there, and it's great because
Yeah.
it's educational for people that are watching this. And,
Mm.
for you, one of the things that we had to work on with your mindset was, and this is very common amongst women that have been yo-yo dieting for many
Mm.
years, is that dieting mindset. It's all or nothing. You were either dieting or you were binging. You were either exercising
Yes.
or you weren't doing any exercise at all. You were all or nothing. You were either cutting everything out that you enjoyed, restricted all the foods that you enjoyed, or you'd be like gorging and binging on it, and there was no balance. And one of the things I remember talking to you about was, you cannot have that mindset. We have to work on that mindset after surgery, because in the honeymoon period, you'll be fine. You'll think this surgery is doing it all for you. And you'll be thinking, great, I don't even have to think about food because I don't feel hungry. You'll think the surgery is doing it all. And then it's different for every patient. Maybe it's 6 weeks or 3 months or 6 months or 9 months. The old habits start to creep back in. And that's if you haven't been aware about your mindset. And what we needed to do with you is we needed to create balance. And that meant exactly what you just said. If I want pizza, I'll have pizza, but I'll think about how can I make it nourishing? Right, I'll have a slice of pizza and I'll have some salad with it. You'll be mindful. You are eating more mindfully. So nothing is off limits. If you want chocolate, you'll have it, but you'll probably go for good quality chocolate rather than, a Cadbury bar, so it's quality over quantity. And I think now you can probably you're tasting your food, whereas before it was just like, how quickly can I get this meal done because I know it's going to just make me feel good.
Yeah, before I remember buying something at but I remember it wasn't very nice, but I bought it, so I had to eat it. So I finished it, even though I
Yeah,
didn't particularly like it.
because
And
one, you
and now
don't
I
want to,
don't do that.
and one, because you don't want to waste the money that you've just spent
Yeah,
on something. And
exactly.
yeah, and secondly, you don't want to leave any food, do you?
No,
No.
no.
So the I was gonna just let everybody know, Jonah, one day I was on a call with Jonah and she was telling me she was having problems with her bowels. So I asked Jonah, what's happening with your protein intake? Because we'd spoken about protein at the last consult. She says, Val, I'm doing really well. I listened to this, something in a Facebook group, and all I heard was protein. So Jonah was having about 150, 160 grams of protein. And I was like, right, okay. Okay, having too much protein could be just as bad as not having enough protein. So you were having protein water and adding extra protein powder to it. She was having her meals and mixing in protein powder. Honestly, if you want advice about
Yeah.
protein, go to Jonah. But we
Yeah.
had to cut back. So, sometimes, we think, we've got to focus on protein after this surgery, but having too much protein can also be a bit detrimental to your health because it can put quite a load on your kidneys. So we need to be mindful about that. But I thought I'd just throw that in. Now, what would you say about slipping up on things? So do you ever have, and be honest about this because you're a human, do you ever have days where you do go a little bit off the rails, and what do you do if you do?
Oh yes, I've had days where I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel do anything. I'm more when I'm home, and I graze all day. And last week or 2 weeks ago, I had a day where I bought really nice bread, and I haven't really bought bread since the surgery. And I didn't eat anything else more or less all day. I just were having toast sourdough bread with toast butter, a little bit of cheese maybe, and I ate it all day, or maybe for 2 days even, because I just enjoyed it. But yes, I knew what was happening, and I thought, oh, I shouldn't be really doing that, but I wasn't guilty. And then when the bread was finished, I just went back on and just had my 3 meals a day with a
Fantastic.
little bit of fruit snack, and I think that's what you have to do. I mean, I've gone and bought a big Snickers bar, and I couldn't eat it in once because it's too big, but I ate it, instead of having a nice piece of chocolate because I just really, really craved it. But that was once,
Yeah.
and I thought I can do that now because I am watchful about everything else, and we are human. We need to live, and if we crave a Snickers bar, have it, but just have it once,
Yeah.
or a half, or have the other half another day, or buy. I try to buy small things if I crave anything, but and then I'm very lucky. My son goes shopping, so he doesn't buy any
Yeah. But I
temptation for
think
me either.
what's really important, what you said there was, yes, like, you were quite honest about the fact, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I don't keep to a plan or what I should be doing
Mm,
because I was craving bread and this bread was really nice. You had the bread. You
yeah,
probably had a bit too much of the bread, and you had it for a couple of
probably.
days. But the important thing that you said there is I didn't feel guilty. I didn't make
Yeah,
myself feel bad. I didn't starve myself the next day. The next day I was just like, right, okay, back to normal again. And
yeah,
you accepted it. But the good thing is that you enjoyed it.
I really loved it.
Mm,
That has changed as well. When I'm
mm,
having not, we've been traveling around England now for a week. We ate in a hotel every single meal, lunch, breakfast, and it was revelation sitting in a hotel and just we want to full English. And I say, yeah, yeah, but can I have one bacon, one sausage, a little bit of mushroom, and a spoonful of baked beans? Think about my protein again.
yeah.
And my husband got this mountain of food, and I got these four little items which I didn't even finish.
Yeah.
And for me, and also getting the courage, like at one of the meals, I was trying to choose the most healthy one, and it was fish with the risotto, and I was just like, I cannot have any butter. Please not have the butter in the risotto, and just be able to say out there, just like no, like adjusting the meal to my needs, not
Mm,
just having to eat whatever they bring out for you.
mm.
And yeah,
You feel,
that
from
was
what you're telling me, you sound and you feel in control.
yes, I
That's
do.
good. Great.
Yeah.
Do you, when you look at yourself now, do you find it hard to accept the new you, or do you think, God, I look amazing?
Well, I think I look amazing.
Oh, great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Fantastic.
Oh,
My job is
I
done. My job is
yeah.
done.
Oh, I actually feel like the half the size I am now. When I look at myself, I just don't see anyone 95 kilos. I see someone 60 kilos or something. I don't probably ever going to go down there, but I don't care because in my mind, and when I look at myself, I feel like I come so far. It's
Mm,
just, I'm running up the stairs. I mean, oh my God,
mm.
it's just amazing. And I have a smile on my face more or less all day. I just, little
That's
secret
fantastic.
smile when I'm
Mm,
running up there or I'm walking a bit faster than my colleague. I just have this little smile because I'm like, yes, I've done it,
yeah.
you
So look,
know.
I just want to say in the Facebook group yesterday, I try and go live once a week to answer a
Mm,
question. I choose the question, and it's usually somebody struggling with something. And
mm,
so one
mm,
of the things, there was a lady in the group struggling with, the fact that she was experiencing regain, and it was quite a heartfelt post in the group. And one of the things I said, and you've just literally said the same thing, was I said you've got to express gratitude and reflect on your journey from where you were then to where you are now, and be grateful about that process. And then all of a sudden you'll start to see good things happening, and
mm,
you'll think more positively about your weight loss. And that is exactly what you have just said, that you see things in a positive light now rather than a negative. Your self-esteem is allowing you to feel great about your weight loss rather than,
mm,
why am I not there yet? Why am I not 62 kilos, or 60 kilos? That would be great to get there. But
mm,
I'm accepted the fact that I'm really happy where I am at the moment. So every kilo or every pound I get now is a bonus. And I
Yeah.
think your mindset makes such a difference to your journey. When you are ungrateful or negative about the weight loss, and you're like, why am I not here? Why haven't I lost this amount of weight? Why am I struggling? That negativity will stop. I personally do believe that it will stop your weight loss. It will put you at a halt. Whereas if you start to reflect on where you were and where you are now, it can make a massive difference to your end goal. And you are living proof of that, because all the way through this Facebook Live, you've been talking about, but I wasn't able to do this, but now I can do this. And you're very grateful about the whole experience.
Yeah, for me, it was when this is typical I. When I've made the decision to have the surgery, I decided I was going to try to do everything in my power to make it work. And that's why I signed up with you, because I thought, one thing, yes, the surgery is a tool, but I need to discuss everything else. And I also need day-to-day help. I need to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Because it's very good to have the surgery. It's very good to speak to a nurse once every 3 months for about 10 minutes. And that's lovely. I'm not putting that down anything. It's just needing the explanation and talking to you, like with you, I was talking about the zinc levels and the water intake. I mean, drinking water in the morning before my breakfast, honestly, you would think you should know that. But somebody has to point this out to you, and things like that makes a big difference for me. And I want to make it work. I don't want to gain again. I mean, I'm hoping I'm actually in the weight that I said I would love to be in.
Yeah.
Everything beyond where I'm now is a bonus. I've always said that. I wanted to go below 100 kilos. For me, that's the big three numbers. And when you do metric system, I wanted to go below that. And everything below that is a bonus. So I already had another stone, which is a bonus for me, which is amazing. But I'm hoping for at least another 6 kilos. I'm hoping to go below 90 as well.
It's still going down. So
yes, it's still going down. But it's just amazing. And I'm just thinking, I am 2 kilos heavier now than I was when I got married. So in 2 kilos, I can put on my wedding dress again. Yay!
You can get married again and have another celebration.
Yes, I can.
Get another diamond out of the husband.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he didn't hear that. But
oh, no,
Jonah, you know, it's so lovely to speak to you. And it's so lovely to hear a positive journey. And I am just going to check if anyone has started to ask questions, but people are just saying it's a lovely feeling for you, Jonah. Keep going. So there's lots of love in the group for you. And
okay, thank you.
I know, Jonah, that you are going to keep going. You are going to keep focused. And I know we'll be tapping into one another as and when, you know, you need a bit of support. But I just want to say, so I'm really grateful to have you as a client, and for listening and for taking on board all the information that we discussed, you know, the highs and the lows, you know, and the fact that you've just allowed it to happen and it's happened so smoothly. And, you know, have you got a piece of advice to anybody out there that's thinking about weight loss surgery or support, or, you know, any advice for anybody out there that's thinking about having surgery?
Yeah, I would say think about it, research it. Like I thought about it for 5 years, but if and when you decide to go for it, just go for it with every help you can have or afford, if that's the thing. Just think, this is a tool. You have to do a lot of work yourself. And I've been up and down, but it's getting more better and better. It's getting more even every time. So yes, if you decide to go for it, just go with every positive thinking that you can have, because the little steps, and honestly, I couldn't do this in the beginning. Don't weigh yourself, but I am not really weighing myself anymore. It's this skirt this morning. It's my bracelet that I could buy off, no bracelet, necklace, sorry, off the rack. It's a visual wins that are the most affecting me. It's just amazing. I'm just so happy. And I look at the mirror and my neck is smaller and my cheek is smaller and I went out yesterday in a sports bra and a short and I showed my tummy. Honestly, I haven't shown my tummy in 10 years, I think, or 15, I don't know how long. And I was like, yes, I can do this. I know I'm 56. And I felt like I was 35. I was just felt amazing. So go positive and use every tool you can use.
Well, Jonah, anybody that is listening here is going to be absorbing all your positivity. And thank you ever so much for coming on the live. You know, you're
Thank you for helping me.
No, you're absolutely welcome. You're a beautiful person inside and out. And I'm sure this will inspire so many people that are thinking about surgery to just do it if they can.